Thank you very much for joining me, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. You are watching Glenn TV. Thank you very much for joining me. I have other YouTube channels. I have one for my production company, another one for entrepreneurial education. I was thinking to myself today, why not post the ones from the entrepreneurial education on this channel as well? Yay! So, going to be a different variety of topics, usually some kind of business education, social networking, building websites, how to build, how to be an open networker and build a large network of people, any and all kinds of things. So down below in the description, there are links to be able to get consultation sessions with me for education of all sorts, to be able to have one-on-one remote controlled sessions. And now go get some popcorn and something to drink and enjoy the show. Welcome, it's Glenn Parker. Thank you very much for joining me for today's entrepreneurial education. So, we're going to talk about LinkedIn today. We're going to talk about best practices for profiles, LinkedIn do's and don'ts, diminishing returns, like what works and what doesn't, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as time and money. And I'm going to show you how to tweak your profile and why open networking is important, something called the LION, Lion, LinkedIn Open Networker, and how to build a vast network of people to share information with and gain potential leads and clients. Now, LinkedIn, period, for any business professional is critical because it's now considered your online resume. So paper resumes, unless you have a well-developed website that really is an overview of you and your capabilities and history, LinkedIn is a perfectly acceptable place. I know in recent years when I've sent out or somebody's asked, wanted to work with me and or wanted to employ me, I replied back with my LinkedIn link, and they were perfectly happy with everything that was on there because it really is a chronologue of all your history and capabilities. So LinkedIn is basically what I would call your online resume for the most part, and people that you've worked with can endorse you, and there's all kinds of really cool mechanisms that are in place. So I'm going to take you on a tour of my LinkedIn page. I'm going to show you the LION mechanism. I'm going to show you pages, and down below in this description you'll find places you can get LION lists that you can reach out to. I'm going to give you some warnings as to what LinkedIn likes and doesn't like, and some of the things that I do, and some of the pros and cons of doing it. So on with the show. I set up my first LinkedIn page, I don't know, it was like 2008, probably about midstream. And I didn't really well develop it start tweaking it until like 2009, 2010, and I started doing open networking in 2011. So for approximately about a 5-year span, and this is my connections, this is my account, I have 10,217, and I have, quite honestly, in the last couple of years not been proactive in this process. There's some very easy things you can do to go ahead and get people through attraction-based, LinkedIn mechanisms to send you connections, and basically that's what I've been doing. I don't really spend a lot of time reaching out to other people. I spend a little bit of time each day, but I put myself on distribution lists that allow other people to send me invites, and let me show you that now. So as of today, I have 7 invites, and I can go in and I'm accepting those right now. And what LinkedIn does is they also, based on what you've set up on your cell phone, because there's a mechanism in the LinkedIn app where you can click on a button and it will pull in your contact list, and if there's people on LinkedIn that are in your contacts but not in, that are not part of your connections, it will make them as suggestions if you have other people that you're interconnected with. So since I have 10,000 connections, it basically is making a very vast and broad amount of suggestions. And you can go in here and literally add, and sometimes when you're doing this you'll see people show up 2, 3, 4, 5 times where they'll get stuck in there. That happens. It's just part of the way the LinkedIn database works. So that's another way to broaden your connections. Now you have to really make an evaluation for time and money. Like, how much time are you going to be spending doing this type of thing? Because on this page, when there's no more pending invitations and there's people that you can go in and refresh the browser, and it will give you a whole new batch of people. Now, some people will show up again. That's just, it takes a while for them to shake out of the LinkedIn database. But after a while, you get kind of good at doing this and click, 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 click. So you can do this all day long. I don't suggest it. There are consequences to doing that. And just like on Facebook and some other places, if you send out too many invites, if you try to make too many inquiries, I'll show you what happens. So this is just another high LinkedIn person. I don't know him personally. I just picked him at random. So let's say I want to try to connect with him. And just for expediency, I'm just going to choose a colleague. Then we know each other, we work with each other, and I picked one of my companies. Send invitation. Danger, Robinson, danger, danger. You're unable to send this invitation. This is my live account. LinkedIn automatically limits the total number of invitations a user can send in order to protect both sender and recipient. So if you sit in, all day long, like, people you may know, see all, and you sit in here and do this a lot, then your account starts to get restrictions. Just so you know. And I don't think this is an effectual use of time when you could be developing other business models. If you have some idle time and you want to come in here and click some buttons, that's great. But you can see that if there is somebody that you know and you want to reach out to, that you have a limited mechanism. Now, I can accept 1 billion invitations, that's fine. But that's the limit as far as I can go there. So let's go and so first, this lion is basically LinkedIn Open Networker abbreviation, and you'll see it in a lot of people's descriptions, and that's part of their name. Now, another person and another person, you're not seeing that as often. You're seeing it more like in their profile and as part of the description of like maybe a title or something like this. Here's their title as lion. Now, why is that? 2 months ago, I received an email from LinkedIn, and it said your account is in breach of our terms of service and it's no longer active. And basically they said, no more LinkedIn for you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I haven't breached terms of service. And in my name, this is my profile, I had lion in my name. Ha. So they basically said that in the terms of service, if you don't have your legal name listed, that is a breach of terms of service. So if you are putting lion in your name to designate you're an open networker, just know if LinkedIn just happens across it, they will, just to get your attention, suspend your account. I've had personal experience with that. So let's go take a look at my LinkedIn profile pure without like in editing mode. And I've developed it out over years, a summary of information, all of my work experience, description for each work environment, endorsements, anything that is relevant like documents. These are logo designs that I've done. It's a production company that I have, projects that I'm working on, descriptions thereof, foundation, information about the foundation, branded entertainment company, Synergy Entertainment, that I've been working with for quite a number of years, the economics of branded entertainment for film and television, so on and so forth. I've been doing photography for quite some time, and information on that, old positions that I've held, director of technology quite a number of years ago, and so on and so on and so on, and old credentials that I've had that are related to that position, endorsements from people, so on and so on. So this is like an Uber resume, and awards that I've received: top salesperson, time and time again, $22 million in sales in a 1 year span, doubling from like doubling all previous years, tripling, and then some. Volunteer work that you've done, Catholic Big Brothers. So this is a vast reservoir and depository for anything and everything that's you. So, a potential employer, a potential client, depending on your types of services, can come in here and really come up to speed on you in an exceptionally short amount of time. See, humanitarian side of you for volunteering, see all your educational skills. Alrighty, skills and endorsements. Had a little pause there, had to take care of something. You can have up to 50 skills and add them into this area, and you do it in this mechanism when you're in your profile. You can add them here. You can see how many endorsements I have in each category. I took a lot of time, and I looked up each of these keywords in relation to pay-per-click and SEO value. So when people are searching for these are high strike keywords, high value keywords, some of them like $20, depending on which one you're examining here. And you can have, I've reached my 50 skills limit. And if you go in here and take one out and add something else, if you change your mind later and shuffle them around, the endorsements are still there. So you can see here, endorsements from here, there, and everywhere on different skill sets. And you can choose the ones that show up here, and this is at a glance. People can come through and go, oh, yay, take a look at that. That is probably one of the most important. You put your education in there, you have your birthday, yay, and anything and everything, your recommendations bleed down, and what groups you're involved in, things that you follow. And that gives somebody a tremendous amount of insight into you, no matter why they're looking at you, whether it's curiosity, whether it's for employment, whether it's to secure a new client. I have a lot of people that go through here, and you can see they go, oh, and they can read detailed information about the different entities you might own or have worked for, gain a tremendous amount of insight, and go ahead and reach out to you to do business. Now, I change the title just as an experiment. This is a production company that I've been working on now that's crowdfunding based. This is one of the projects that I'm working on right now. It's a sci-fi comedy. I'm experimenting with the crowdfunding mechanism. This is my own platform, like a development platform which will be pushed to a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo. The mechanism on this website accepts PayPal for credit card processing and accepts Bitcoin. I've been choosing my cast, so on and so forth, and been reaching out to people, getting really good response. Now, what is really powerful about having 10,000 people plus in a network environment is I can do something like this. I can go here in the share mechanism that's built into the website. I can share this project on LinkedIn, and this is the cover art that's for it, tells a little bit about it, and share. And now it's presented to all these LinkedIn in something like a Facebook style, little scroll. These are other people that have posted, and mine will show up and have the potential for 10,000 eyeballs. And that's also the networking aspect and power of LinkedIn, that you can actually have the ability to share different types of items. one of the other websites, like my main website, which is basically a hub for everything. I can go in here and choose a service, for instance, executive retreats, which are one-on-one retreats for business education and whatever aspect that you need at that time, and go into the retreats themselves. And these are held in Lake Las Vegas and Manhattan Beach, California. And I can actually, you can share these things a number of different ways. You can share them in this mechanism with the share buttons that are built into my website. You can share just about as many unique links a day as you feel that you want to share. And you can also share in another mechanism as well. So let's say one-on-one WordPress tutoring. Let's say I want to share that link. I don't necessarily have to do it from this control panel. I can copy the link itself. I can say share update and paste. It's retrieving the information on it along with the image, the predominant image that's on there, little information, and share, and there it is. And now that's potentially to 10,000 people. Now obviously it is so much easier to just push buttons from here like a control panel and share it. So that is the power of having and building these connections. Now, how do you build connections in a very, very fast manner in a very, very short amount of time without pissing off LinkedIn and without taking an inordinate amount of your time? Now, I have a list that I've built. It's a small one. This will be in the description down below the video, and these are some of the places that you can go to get LinkedIn distribution lists and to be put on, for the time and the value, like to spend a few $100s to get on these distribution lists, to be able to get invites from people that are doing it proactively. You're using their time and labor, and you're just putting out a little bit of money, and you can go ahead and get on these distribution lists. And there are a number of them. There's even Facebook open. That's just a whole other conversation altogether, and you're really limited by 5,000 people on Facebook, and LinkedIn limits you to 30,000 people to have connections, at least currently, the last time I checked. I think as time goes on, they might lighten those, but you never know. They may stay rigid with that for some time. So this is another place. This is the one that I started at and signed up for. It was free, and you can get the list to be able to do actively, and there's instructions on how to do this, but it basically is pretty easy. This is another one, and these are all in the list that I'm going to show you. Now, this diminishing return on time, let's say that and we've already accepted invitations, but let's say we have this person and they just sent us an invitation, and we want to send them a thank you. Well, some people do the following, and I used to do this, and I did this for about 6 months, and really for the time and money that was spent, I didn't really get the ROI that I would have expectations for, where I can be spending my time in a better way. And basically, for every person that sends you an invitation that you accept, you get a little template email. You put something together that is like a quick overview on you, email signature, link to your website, and each time you would say, hello, Mr. XXX or Miss XXX, whatever their name is, Miss. And then you would send this message via LinkedIn. Or sometimes you get emails that show that you're getting that connection and that you're now connected with that person, and I would bounce back an email with this template email. and make sure that I change the header. Or toward the end there, I got lazy and I just said hello. I didn't really personalize it because I wasn't getting the return. I wasn't really happy about doing it because I wasn't really seeing that. Did I get a couple clients? Did I get other types of inquiries? Did I get some other conversations and dialogues come up for partnerships? Yes, I did. So there were leads, but I see and I find that I do so much better when I use an attraction-based model where people are coming to me. And taking the time to email each and every person that has reached out to me was extremely time-consuming, and I just didn't find it in any way, shape, or form productive. So I believe that's everything that I wanted to cover with you. Again, I think one of the more important things is this is a very, if I could type, this is a very popular, just be warned, if LinkedIn finds that on your profile, they're not going to close it forever, at least as of for now, but they're going to shut down your profile and they're going to send you an email and they're going to make you change it. So I suggest putting it like in the actual title, squeeze it in like for your title. And if you can, put it in the description in your account as well, like for your companies or your overall generalized description. Like that's my first tagline in my summary for my profile. Now there's different levels of LinkedIn. You can get a paid account, which is like basically a premium, like a gold style account, and you have better statistics and analytics and things that you can go and take a look at, and they do offer that for free. They give you that for X amount of time so that you can actually get an overview of that. Now, you can gain an amazing amount of insight, and you get a lot more statistical information, and you get more access to people as far as being able to send them an email if they're not in your network, if they're not a connection to you. But I haven't really, as of yet, found that to be beneficial where I could use that money for other marketing mechanisms that I get better ROI on. So it's really a matter of personal preference for your market sector and kind of playing around with different ideas. So I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. And I do thank you very much for joining me. Again, business education. I do remote control classes for any number of things. If you have questions on LinkedIn, of course, but really it's an overall holistic lifestyle, basically building a business that finances your lifestyle. Very much in the idea of the Timothy Ferriss and the 4-Hour Work Week. Basically, I can teach SEO, pay-per-click, web design, basically pretty much anything in the way of business, including NLP and SRT and business negotiations, sales processes, CRM implementations and consulting, anything basically along these lines. So thank you very much for joining me and have a fantastic day. I hope that was very helpful.